I don't know. This ain't it. You screwed up, you chucklehead.
Sorry, boss. Wait, did you just call me a chucklehead?
Go back and get mine, I told you. I got kidney stones.
I did screw up, but that was deliberate. There were 2 jars with kidneys in the fridge, and there is a clue, and that is if you shake the kidneys, one of them will make a sound, but this is not the one. Let's go back and get the other one. Yes, we have read this dialogue before. Let's make this quick. So yes, if you shake this jar, you can hear the kidney stone sloshing around. Now let's go back and give Ratsass his actual kidney.
So far, so good. All right, nice going, Ace. So here's what you want to know. The code for Dr. Duplicitus's elevator is 382-582-532. Here's how you remember it. Muffin, love, and lemon. Just remember muffin, love, and lemon.
How does that help me remember anything?
It's easy. 2 is N. 3 is M. 5 is L. 8 is F or V. Ignore the vowels. So you have...
You take your pencil and write the number on the back of the recipe. Thank you.
Don't mention it. You know, don't kid him about his hair. He's very sensitive.
I wouldn't have anyway.
Does that muffin, love and lemon actually make any sense? Or is it some kind of joke? Oh. Now that is a shame. Well, hopefully we can put this world to rights and this won't happen in the future. There's only one place that we need to be, and that is back inside of the headquarters. I will speak to Cecil very soon. First, let's have a look around this room and take a look at all of these interesting items that are around. Pickled experiment. Is that a face hugger in there?
What is this?
That's on a need-to-know basis only. So tell me you're a criminal mastermind so I can tell you about this.
It's a very exciting piece of machinery, very powerful, very, very exciting technology here, but it's very secret, and up till now has only been available to a precious few. Say you're a criminal mastermind. Say it.
I'm a criminal mastermind.
Terrific. We call this Le Biochambre 4000, the state-of-the-art solution for twisted geniuses like you, who may just not be feeling as diabolical as you used to. Maybe you let yourself go. Maybe you're just exhausted. There's a million ways it can happen. But with Le Biochambre, you can achieve the perfect atmosphere for villainous thought. The kind masterminds need to keep pulling off crimes of the century. It's this easy. You program in any set of audio, nasal, and ambient tactual environmental variables. Then you push the button and voila, what we call the complete Biochambre experience.
Does it have any visual capabilities?
Does it have any visual? Look, we don't call this the greatest little isolation tank ever made for nothing. It projects a non-interactive, composited holographic 360-degree image around the inner lenticular circumference, simulating any environment, any time period, anywhere in your home. And you can get the sensation of moving through the world with on-the-fly, fully digital scene regeneration. None of that rendered crap. You can also select from an infinite variety of weather conditions. Barometric, hydrostatic, gravitational. Hey, it's all there. And even my 10-year-old daughter at home can use it. Isn't that incredible? What would you pay for something like this?
I don't think I could afford it.
And if that wasn't enough, listen to this. Every smell currently cataloged by the NSB is reproduced in seconds with a continuous online automated time-slicing microlab capable of producing up to 12 complex smells simultaneously. Now, how much would you pay?
Not interested.
Of course you're not, if that was all. Order one of these now, and we'll include 2 bottles of Le Biochambre 4000 SF polish, specially formulated to keep your Le Biochambre looking clean and high-tech. 2 free bottles. Okay, 3 free bottles. Let me tell you the number to call.
I appreciate it, but this was more information than I needed. A lot more.
I can make complex smells for free. Alright, let's carry on looking around.
What do you think you're doing?
Opening this thing. I want to see what's inside.
Well, there's somebody busy in there right now.
There isn't a whole lot of additional spoken dialogue in this room, but there is still plenty to look at and poke around with.
I'm very sorry. I'm running the Le Biochambre 4000 at the moment.
Who's inside?
That's privileged information. But I am going to tell you how you can make $25,000 your first week in real estate just by breaking these 5 simple laws.
That's okay. I've already made my fortune. I'm retired now.
Hey, there'll be no blackboard sliding on my watch, mister.
Now that is definitely a head. There are various assistants in this room, but none of them will talk to us. Hold on, what was that? I'd like to know what's in that bottle. We can pick up this lab wipe, but I have no idea what we can do with it. That looks like another face hugger. And that looks like the same head that we saw before. Alright, let's speak to Cecil.
I'm working.
Pardon me, I'm looking for the doctor.
The doctor is tanking.
Pardon me?
He's in the think tank. That little honey right over there.
What are you working on?
I'm maintaining the precise balance of environmental variables for optimal theta brainwave state, or any other state desired.
And what's everyone else working on?
Better living through chemistry.
I have a friend who's having a critical reaction to voyatrazine. I'm looking for an antidote.
That's too bad. There's no such chemical.
I've been told there's no Dr. Duplicitous either. Thanks for all the info.
We can't do a lot while Cecil is active and alert, so let's try something different. We have this hypnotic beanie right here, so maybe we can sneak up on Cecil and plant it on his head.
What do you think you're doing?
Hypnotizing you.
Yes?
Can you hear me?
Yes?
I want you to focus on my voice.
Yes?
You are now hypnotized.
Yes?
You are familiar with hypnosis. You already know that just because you're under hypnosis, I can't make you do or say anything that you don't want to.
Yes.
Well, I want you to forget that you know that.
Okay.
Alright, so he definitely looks hypnotized. But I can't see the beanie on top of his head.
Yes?
Listen to me carefully. I want you to open the biochamber door.
I can't do that.
Yes, you can. As I count to 3, you will find yourself more and more willing to open the biochamber door. 1. You are beginning to feel confident that you can open the biochamber door. 2. You're picturing the biochamber door open, what it will be like when you get through opening it. 3. You are now completely able to open the biochamber.
No, I'm not.
Why do you think you can't?
The doctor left very strict orders. I'm afraid he would kill me if I opened the door.
That is strict. Tell me, is there any such thing as an antidote to voyatrazine? Can you hear me? I want you to tell me if there is a cure or antidote for voyatrazine.
I can't tell you.
Why can't you tell me? Stand there very quietly. Don't get in my way and don't make any noise. Big money, big money.
Oh, it seems like we can't actually open it. I believe we had some... There definitely was something that flashed up here, but it skipped. But long story short, we need to use this control panel to open the door. Now, I don't believe there is a way to find out the correct sequence. There might be, but I haven't found it for myself. But the correct sequence to open the door is red, pink, purple, brown.
You interrupted me. You are Jake Stonebender, and oh, you've come a long way for nothing. And the sniveling little 2-bit thief who provided you with my elevator code is going to be a very sorry little man.
Nice to meet you too. I'm not sure that attacking him is the right thing to do, but we can try.
What should I do with you, Jake Stonebender?
Why is his image a picture of him looking down at us? He's not that tall, is he?
Oh, you're Dr. Duplicitous? I must have the wrong one.
You're scared. I like that in a toady. What should I do with you, Jake Stonebender?
I have great admiration for you, and I bow to your vast intellect and generosity.
Why would you try to lie to me of all people? Isn't that a silly thing to do?
I thought I'd get points for being cute.
Do you know how I came to invent voyatrazine?
To impress the chicks?
Hardly. For the girls, I invented a drug called mypexagolden. Manipulated pheromones to make me seem 100 times more masculine than anyone else alive.
And how did that work out for you?
By accident. Like all great inventions?
Don't be silly. Although I did inadvertently develop a drug to make myself more resistant to humiliation, I now market it under the name Embarrassine.
To keep from having to do real work?
That's funny, to avoid real work. Do you know how hard I work? The only thing I ever invented to help save me work was a drug that compelled others to work for me. I can't do it all.
What drug is that?
I just said, I can't do it all.
To keep the grant money coming in.
Oh, right. But I still had a greater purpose. Do you know what I wanted to destroy?
Society as a whole.
No, and not as a lot of little pieces either. No, I was trying to bring an end to hypocrisy. Surrounded by yes men. There is no greater waste of space than a person who can only parrot back my own words and tell me what he thinks I want to hear. I can tell me what I want to hear. I don't need somebody else to say it for me. Sycophants. I thought I would be doing away with deception. But it hasn't stopped at all. It's the same behavior on an entirely new level.
Maybe you can't push it on people before they're ready. I think it's a worthy goal. You try to take a shortcut.
Don't patronize me, Stonebender. I'm not in the mood.
I don't want to play anymore.
Don't leave yet, Mr. Stonebender. I haven't figured out how to take best advantage of you. I'm not comfortable allowing you to leave. You represent an ethic that has more or less ceased to be here. Allowing you in the organization, or even in this time period at all, would be disruptive. You'd infect the society like a computer virus.
Oh, God, I wish Noah were here to hear you say that.
So, I'm left wondering, do I just harvest you? Lobotomize you? Take your time machine and see what I can do with it? I don't even think it's safe to let you go back home. Too much advanced publicity would probably not be beneficial. It's an interesting dilemma I find myself in.
I'll make a deal with you. Are you listening?
I didn't get to where I am by ignoring deals out of hand. What exactly do you have in mind?
I don't have much, but if you give me an antidote for voyatrazine for Al, and let me go back and give it to him, you can take his time sled. I'm sure he'd rather get out of this with his life than not at all.
First of all, I could have your time sled in a moment if I wanted it. And I do. But there's no such drug as the one you're looking for. So I'm afraid we don't have a deal.
Oh dear. We definitely need some sort of bargaining chip. While Cecil was still active and alert, he would not let us slide his blackboard across. But he still seems hypnotised right now. Oh. How convenient. A voyatrazine neutralizer.
What should I do with you, Jake Stonebender?
Let's talk about a deal. I want the neutralizer for my friend Al. I'll give you whatever you want.
Oh, damn that blackboard. It takes a good deal of P3 to make the neutralizer, and I have none to spare. Although,
What?
I could take some from you. That would work. I like that.
What's P3?
Only one of the most important physiological finds of the last 500 years.
Ugh, I already don't like it.
P3 is a hyaline fluid exuded by the system in response to pain.
Like adrenaline?
No. Adrenaline is non-specific to a variety of stressors, most of which are physical. But P3 is only released in times of intense emotional or psychological pain. It shows up in every fluid in the human body in minute quantities. It's a black bile. It's pure yang. And it's the primary component of the voyatrazine neutralizer. So let me suggest this. I will extract P3 from you. Should you give me enough for my purposes, I will give you some neutralizer for your friend, provided you survive the extraction process.
And the process is...
I can't describe it, and personally, I've only performed the procedure. I've never actually undergone it. I like to visualize it as a squeezing of the brain, although no actual physical contact is involved, other than drawing off the P3. The greatest quantity of P3 is released into the circulatory and endocrine systems. I like to tap it off at the superior vena cava. That's also a source of some discomfort.
Well, what else are we going to do? If this is the only way, then yeah, let's do it.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Fine. Let's get started. Stand right here. John, would you administer the pre-wash?
Well, hold on. I thought we were going to have this P3 taken out of us. Oh. Okay, I get it now.
I'm glad to see you're awake. It's always better when they start off aware of what's happening. You know, in my line of work, I meet a lot of very deluded, very sick people. But nobody with quite your brand of lunacy.
Am I a lunatic?
Yes. You believe that we're in the future.
Not exactly. You're the one. This is your present. I'm visiting. Just to help Alfie.
Yes, that's what you said. But I don't remember Alfie thinking he's from the past.
He comes back.
Right, in a time machine, the same one that got you here. Is that right?
Yes. Where's my stuff?
I took the liberty of lightening your load. You had some things that did not belong to you. Rubber bands are quite valuable these days. We shouldn't have had one out in the open. The rest of your belongings are right here. If you survive, they'll be returned to you.
And I get the antidote, right?
Yes. Now that I think of it, I do remember him saying something about the past, and I remember being somewhat in doubt as to his state of sanity. But he had cash, so I decided, why be judgmental?
If you can read my mind, you know I'm not making it up.
If you are delusional, then what I see through your eyes would be a delusion as well. But down to business. Now, I'm going to reach down and scour those billions of memories and nightmares of yours in search of the blackest, vilest little nuggets of fear I can find. The things buried so deeply that you don't even talk to yourself about them. I envision it as being inside of your mind and being surrounded by the traumas and bruises and cuts. Most of them look healed over. But when I take my fingernails and rake them over the scabs to find the ones that really haven't healed at all, the cysts hidden behind them, that's what I'm looking for. I have to pop them, drain the bile from them.
Stop describing it and let's get it over with.
Oh, but the foreplay can be so much fun. But then again, quickies are nice too sometimes.
Oh, thanks for that. I wonder if there is a way that we can get out of this. Okay, that explains why the picture of him speaking to us was him looking over us. Although it did seem a bit premature before. There isn't a whole lot of spoken dialogue with all the scenery in this room.
Would you mind spraying me in the face with testosterone? Damn it! I told my parents the braces would ruin my life.
There now. Don't try to talk. Let's not spoil the moment.
Please stop. Oh God, please stop.
Oh, we've hardly begun to fill the bottle. Come on, tell me, how do you like going to the dentist?
Oh God, no. I'll do anything. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
You call that cajoling? That sounds like wheedling to me.
It wasn't.
I'm not so sure. Maybe I can dig around a little and find out.
Ah! Just let me go. Why are you doing this to me?
I need P3, that's why. P3 is essential in the manufacture of the neutralizer. But it can also be used with voyatrazine itself to eliminate the side effects and enhance the benefits. When this bottle is full, I'll have enough P3 to start a course of treatment, which will eventually result in my being able to control the thoughts of every human being on Earth.
Won't that bore you?
I'm not sure, but I'm going to find out.
What kind of sick person gets off on putting people through this kind of pain?
My kind of sick person. And that was not a wheedle. If anything, it was a rebuke.
Ah! Please stop. Please stop. I've had enough.
I'll stop when the bottle is full. Now, I'm starting to think that you're holding out on me. Let's drill a little deeper, shall we?
Ah!
I can take it anyway. It's down the block, in the alley across from the Park product. First, I want to find... You've got this little bubble of bile, see?
I know.
And there is one last one here.
This is so odd. I'm virtually up to my elbows in your brain, and I know there's a virulent mass of pain in here somewhere, but I don't seem to be able to reach it. Open a little wider, won't you?
There is only one way out of this. The doctor wants pain, and we do have something in our inventory. I mean, even though I haven't read the books, it's still pretty obvious that this is a photo that reminds Jake of something traumatic. So let's give the doctor this photo.
This? What about it?
The one I don't like to talk to myself about. The one I can't forgive myself for. The one that won't go away.
Ah, I knew you had something like that. I'll see what I can pull out about it.
Well, what if I just told you?
We can certainly try that, but if this is a delaying tactic, I'm going to be disappointed.
No, this is the real stuff.
Then by all means, tell me about it.
I had a family. This was a long time ago. This was 1970. My wife, Barbara. We had a daughter, Jessica, who was just a toddler at the time. She was the most perfect child. I mean, she was an angel. She never stopped smiling. We used to tell her, "Come on, cheer up," and then she would laugh. I was making a good living singing and playing, believe it or not, and Barbara was teaching part-time, and it was too good to be true, I guess, too good to last. I must have been out of my mind. I tried to fix. I thought I fixed the brakes on our car. I replaced the front brakes myself. Jake Stonebender, master mechanic, right? We were going to a movie, and we were on our way, and we were at an intersection. there was a truck coming from the left, and I slammed on my homemade brakes, and they failed. We hit the tractor trailer. I was only going a few miles over the speed limit. I had the brakes on, but they gave out. The engine block came right on through the dashboard, right between me and Barbara and Jessica, and they were on fire. I wasn't, but they were. We were all trapped, and they burned to death right beside me. I was hardly hurt, and I killed my wife and my baby girl. They had to cut us out of the car with chainsaws. I was sitting beside them, and they were so dead. I kept begging them to move. I started screaming at them finally, but they were so dead. I could see their faces, the expressions they were wearing when they burned. That was the last way they looked. I still see it. I see it so much I forget what it is I'm looking at. They were cutting me out, and when the chainsaw came near me, I thought, how can I live with this? So I climbed out the window and put my wrists up to the chainsaw.
Why didn't you kill yourself?
I tried. The guy knocked me out.
Why didn't you try again?
I did. The doctor that saved my life also saved my soul. He took me to a bar, and I guess I learned to want to live again. I'm not sure how.
That was wonderful. And just look at that bottle. Jake Stonebender, I am delighted with you. You are a mess. And I am going to keep my end of the bargain. Perhaps in a few years I'll pay you another visit. I'm sure you'll have a lot more for me by then. Have you any idea what sort of a repository of misery and despair the history of mankind holds for me? How much P3 I can refine from hundreds of generations of frightened, lonely people? You, more than most, should appreciate its power. Look at what it's done for you half your life. Look at how you survived.
I think I survived in spite of my pain.
Then maybe you should think about it a little longer. In the meantime, I'm going to pay a visit to the Spanish Inquisition. The church should never have left the torture business. What's that? What's this? You wanted to give me your recipe?
No,
I prefer to eat out. So long, Stonebender. Bye-bye. When are you gonna leave already? You wait too long, Alfie's gonna wake up again.
got what I was looking for.
That tastes terrible. What was that, anyway?
Notice anything different?
The voices. You did it.
A thank you will suffice.
How can I ever repay you?
You already paid.
I did?
I had to bargain a little with your friend Dr. Duplicitus. You got the cure. He got the time sled.
He what? But how could you do that?
I didn't think you had a choice.
That's not the point. A man like him with a time sled? I'm a little irresponsible. He'll destroy the world.
I wouldn't worry too much. He didn't like your recipe. He went to check out the Spanish Inquisition.
Once he gets out of the sled, he can't start it up again.
Unless he wants to try the 10 billion combinations it'd take to find the right one.
Gonna tell us what happened, Jake?
I don't think so. I'm going to have to think about it myself for a while.